Hello, friend. I'm so excited that you came back. I'm Michelle Keneally, and welcome to How to Start Your Blog, this series where I'm literally going to be showing you how I build my blog from zero over the next year. You're going to watch the progression over the next year and how I build it, how I create a blogging business, leveraging social media, and I'm really excited that you're here. So before I go any further, I really have to thank you for allowing me to introduce the ideas to you and to dream together with each other. So if this is something you've been thinking about and you realize that it's probably something you really need to take a look at, even if you're not tech savvy like me, thank you for dreaming with me, because my hope with me being so vulnerable and sharing with you about my blogging journey, that I inspire you also, because if you're like me, who's a mom who wants to build an online business but doesn't want to be attached to her phone all of the time or get into arguments with her husband because I'm spending too much time on my phone or working on my business, thank you for being here, because that's why this is all happening. And the only way I know how to even begin a journey or to go through a journey is to document it. And I'm really excited that a year from now I can look back at these videos and feel really proud that I took these first steps and that I just did it out loud. I know it's crazy. Like, I am at risk of, going through this process and having people, judge my decisions or, think I'm crazy or even lose followers on my page because I'm not necessarily just talking about Facebook anymore. And that's kind of how I built my business, was using Facebook Messenger and utilizing all the tools that came with Facebook. And I'm so grateful for Facebook. But what I realized was that if Facebook were to shut down, and it has a few times, I would lose everything. And even though I have a fear of technology or a belief that I could not use technology to build a business or a blog, I was wrong, because think about all the tools that are on Facebook that we utilize, the tools that change all of the time, that things that they add all of the time. I mean, it's incredible what Facebook offers. They're trying to basically mimic many different types of programs that are out there that you can use, like even YouTube. On your Facebook business page, as of right now in 2019, you can premiere a video on your business page, which is what I'm doing here, as if similar to how you can do it on YouTube, where you can create a thumbnail image, you can play it as though it were live and have live action comments, you can create a description, you can tag it. They're doing all these things that are similar to different programs that are out there, which is incredible. And it's free. Like, we are using this platform for free. So I say be grateful for that and use Facebook the way that, it while it's available, I guess. However, don't get stuck in a trap of putting all your eggs in one basket. When you own a blog, you own that space. That is your area. It's similar. If you were able to build a Facebook business page, for example, you can build a blog. If you were able to build a Facebook profile, you can build a blog, because you've designed it to be attractive enough to attract people to want to friend request you, to want to talk with you, to, build a business on. You've probably used Facebook groups. You've probably created some type of events, maybe done some live videos, maybe, and I think as of right now, the dual live videos are no longer, maybe they'll bring it back, I'm not sure. But with blogging, you own that space and you can design it. So for me, I always thought that I could not figure out how to use it because it just seemed so massive. It seemed like I would have to be a computer programmer to figure it out, which turns out not so much. So I actually put together a workshop. You can find it on the sign up button if you're watching this from my Juggling Life All Day business page on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, I have put the link below in the description for how to access that workshop where a non-tech savvy person like myself, I made careful decisions to put together a step-by-step tutorial on how to set up a blog for someone like me that might not be tech savvy, and I show you how to actually do it. So I'm telling you, if you're afraid of technology, if I can figure it out, my friend, so can you. So if this is the very first time we've ever met, welcome. I'm so excited that you are here. I'm Michelle Keneally, and I'm waving at you from Minneapolis, Minnesota. In this space, we're going to be talking about building a blog, and I'm going to show you how to do it over the next year. So far, what we've done this week is we are uncovering what we could blog about, okay? So, I can't talk. Okay, coffee. Anyways, so in addition to me showing you how I'm going to be building my blog and showing you what's possible, I'm actually going to create some action steps for you to take with me so we can be blogging buddies. And this week we've been talking about what to blog about. Like, so if you were going to do it, what would you blog about? Okay, we've talked about what would be your motivation. And if you want to watch the series, I have it set up in a playlist so you can go through all of the videos and follow along on this journey, okay? And then you can take my tutorial, set up your blog, and we can literally do this together. It's going to be great. So the first video we talked about what your motivation would be behind starting a blog, and then I've been having you do some market research and to figure out what is being talked about out there in cyberland, and what problems could you solve with a blog? Because really what a blog is, it's just a space where you are going to create helpful information, maybe something inspirational. Maybe you're going to encourage somebody on a journey, kind of like me with how to start a blog. Just saying. It's really up to you. It's really a good idea to come up with what's called a niche. And if you've never heard of it, maybe you've heard it pronounced niche, whatever, same thing. What we're learning to do is we're learning to speak the language of Google. Okay, if you've been using social media, you know that in every single social media area, it's like its own country, and you've learned the language on each platform. Okay, you have learned to blend in, you've learned how to use those tools. And now when you step into blogging, you're stepping into a new land and with a new language, but a bigger one where you become searchable. Okay, and this is what I really like about blogging is that if somebody was looking for help on something or wanted to find out information, people automatically go to Google. And the information that is on the internet, Google searches for, and they try to find, who's answering these questions, and they try to do it quickly. And so by discovering what you want to blog about, what you want to talk about, you help Google figure out if you have that information that someone's looking for. But when you first get started, I really encourage you just to start thinking about what you like, what you find yourself talking about all the time, what you're really interested in, what books you're reading, and what, what lights you on fire, like what gives you a sense of purpose. Now, if you're on social media and you're already creating posts that are helping people, maybe you're already putting together workshops using Facebook groups where you're teaching people something, or you're inspiring someone in some particular way. And you don't have to be doing that. I mean, there's several types of blogs. There's travel blogs, there's fashion blogs, there's health blogs, there's mom blogs, there's all types of things. And, you could blog about 4 types of things. You could change what you're blogging about. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want to do. It's sort of magical in that way. But when you learn what you like talking about, it makes it so much easier to then write about it. And when you choose something that you really actually like, you're going to show up for it as opposed to like dreading it and putting it off. No, trust me, there's going to be times probably where you're like, oh, I don't want to work on this. I mean, personally for me, I get up at like 3 in the morning and I work out and then I do some household chores and then I, get myself ready and then I sit down, I make a video, I save it, and then I do my family thing. And when and I program all of the things I've created in the early morning hours to work while I'm doing my life. Okay, so it just works for me to figure out that I function better or I am more creative in the morning. I have a daughter, I have a husband, and I have a life, and I prioritize that. And it makes me feel guilty when I try to do those things while the rest of the day is happening. I just feel like not fully present in my creativity. So that's just sort of, what I do. But for you, you might find that if you knew what you could help people with and how you could show up for them, you might feel the same as me, where you have this sense of purpose and you are excited to get up and fulfill that purpose. If you do not have a connection to what you're doing, you're not going to stay up late or get up early or set aside time to make it work. You're going to dread it. Okay. And like I said, sometimes it is hard for me to get up at 3. So I get up at 4, but you guys, I'm still really excited about it. I've picked something that gets me really excited. And when it doesn't make me excited anymore, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to find something else. Because my motivation, and I would love to hear yours, like if you've gone through this series already, please let me know what your motivation is. My motivation is I have this need to fulfill a sense of purpose to helping people and to make money to leave a legacy behind for my family. I'm very motivated by that, like very, very motivated by that. I think about big picture goals, like I would, love to have the flexibility that if I wanted to sell the house we're in now and move to a different neighborhood so my daughter can have a different school experience, I want that option. If I want to pay for my daughter's college all the way through, I want that option. If I want to be able to set aside a nest egg for her, I want that option. If I want to be able to set aside a retirement fund for my husband and I want that option. And I'm willing to do the work to make it happen, okay? But my core motivation is because I feel I have to leave behind something that helps other people. That I don't know. I don't know why that is, but that it is the way it is, okay? And when you figure that out about yourself, you will show up as if it was your absolute, you have to be there, 100%. So this whole week and this whole series is to help you find that thing. And as moms, a lot of times I think we lose our creativity because we get stuck in the routine, we get stuck in the every single day, and we kind of lose ourselves sometimes. And so that's why I'm spending so much time on this week, because I know I was there. I was there. I didn't know what I had to offer. It brought my confidence down. And I hope through this series that I help you to lift up your confidence and to feel yes, there's somebody else besides mom inside of me. There's something else I have to give the world. And so, if it's through talking about fashion, if it's through talking about travel, if it's through talking about spirituality, if it's through talking about, health. And I know one of the girls that's been messaging me is talking about natural pet food, finances. There's so many things that you could be talking about. And today's action step, today's exercise is going to be validating that idea. I gave you an exercise yesterday to go through Facebook groups searching for your particular topics to see what questions people are asking. So I'm going to help you to validate those ideas even more today. So go ahead and click the sign up button if you're on my Facebook business page, or go into the description below of YouTube to find the actual tutorial on how to get set up, where I go into this a little bit further and I give you some resources. and on how to help you just to get started. Okay, it's a free workshop, and it's just a step-by-step technical tutorial on how to actually get set up. And I go really in depth into helping you discover your idea. So today's action step is we're going to validate the ideas that you've been thinking about this week. Okay, I had you go into the comments and like see what questions people are asking. When you look at those questions that people are asking inside of Facebook groups or in business pages around your topic, it inspires you to think of what questions you can answer in a blog post that people would go into Google and type in. So imagine somebody's going to go into Google when they say, I would like to learn how to make a souffle. And then they type it in, and it comes up with all of these different answers. And Google ranks them in order of how it appears that the particular articles have helped people. Okay? And these articles are written by human beings just like you and I. Okay? Yes, there are people who have like more of a writing background, or maybe there's chefs out there, creating articles. It doesn't matter. And what matters is that you connect with your people, okay? But Google ranks in order of how helpful these articles are. So if you learn to speak the language of Google, when someone goes in to type in your question or the question that you're answering, that people are asking, like word for word, this is what people are asking because you did the research by looking at Facebook comments or you went into Facebook groups, you're answering these questions. Google will rank whether or not that your answer is really helpful. And people will scroll through and pick which one they can connect to based on your relatability. Okay? We're going to talk a little bit more about all this stuff as we go. But so for now, I'm hoping that you've got a list of questions you can answer around possible topic ideas that you've been exploring in your mind. So if you haven't watched any of the videos so far, what I encourage you to do is to write down, things that you're really interested in, things you know how to do, and a need that people have that you feel you can fulfill, okay? In the center of all of those things, right? Something you're really interested in, something you know something about. You don't have to know it all together. You can just have a little bit of knowledge or be starting a journey that you know something about, and then have a need that people have, and take those little circles. Imagine these little bubbles. I do it way better in the tutorial of my workshop where I have an actual slide that shows it. But in the center, that's where your niche is. That's where your sweet spot is. When you combine those things, what you like, what you know something about, and a need that people have, you're going to be on a mission to answer those questions. You're going to go in, you're going to search for where people are talking about your topic and the things that they actually need help with. I suggested Facebook because people talk more on Facebook, okay? Yeah, they talk on Twitter. Yeah, they talk on Instagram. But I just feel like people are more open. It's more of a social site. People are actually opening up and asking questions with each other. You can go to sites like Reddit and ask those questions too. There's other paid profile or programs you can use to get access to people's questions. But if you're going the free route like I am, Facebook, like you just go in and like search what people are talking about this topic. And what I suggested that you do was like take a number of ideas and do a free flow workshop where you just like write down what you could possibly write about and go seek out the questions that people are asking and write down 10 for each category. And if you find yourself writing more about one and less about another, you might have found what your topic could be about. But the only way you can figure out whether or not you like writing about a certain topic is to write. I do go in the workshop, I do talk about how to structure a blog post and how to make that so that it's easy to read, and helpful. I'm not going to talk about that today, but because we're just going step by step. Remember, we have a whole year together. So today, after you've done that, where you've like written out possible questions that people are asking, I'm going to show you another way that you can validate whether or not your idea is going to be helpful and whether or not you are going to be inspired to actually work on it. Because if you're not inspired, don't forget, you're going to be like, hey, that laundry looks really good. I'd rather do the laundry. Okay, so now it's time to validate your idea. Of course, anytime during this training, definitely pause to think. So I'm unpacking a lot for you. Okay, this is a really big exploratory lesson. And I want you to know that, of course, there's going to be some niches that are more profitable than others. But please do not cloud your mind with that, because you can start a blog in practically any niche and be profitable if you know how to reach your audience. So I'm going to go over 4 ways to validate your idea. And by validating, what I mean is we're going to research, is there an audience for your idea? Do people need your help in this area? The first way we're going to validate your idea is to search book titles. One of my most favorite ways to validate an idea is to search book titles. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Amazon or really any online bookstore, and we're going to check out titles of books that have been written on your topic. If there has been a book written on it, then there is an audience for your niche. Okay, so this is how you would search Amazon. And now what I typically do is I always talk about macaroons as like a generic topic, okay? So I'm not saying to look up macaroons. What I'm saying is I'm just using macaroons as an example. So in every example I use is probably going to be around macaroons going forward, just so you know and so you get an idea. So what you would do here is you would be searching under, if you go to the search bar in Amazon and you choose books as your main focus, and you type in macaroon, okay, you're going to see a bunch of titles come up under macaroons, okay, and you can kind of see what people are writing about, okay. I do not make macaroons, nor do I have no clue. I love them. I eat them. They're amazing. But I have no idea about them. So if I step out of line and talk about macaroons in an unprofessional way or unseasoned way, for those of you that are a macaroon maker, I apologize in advance. So you can see here these titles, Les Petits Macarons, a colorful French confections to make at home. The ultimate recipes for the master pâtissier, is that how you say it? I love blue macaroons. Mad about macaroons. Chocolate macaroons. You know, the French macaroons for beginners. And then you see some of the spellings changing here. Okay. Macaroons, cupcakes, and cake pops. That's one person who is specializing in 3 things: macaroons, cupcakes, and cake pops. French macaroons for beginners. The little book of macaron tips. The secrets of macaroons. The ultimate macaroon book. Okay, on and on. Now the next place you would go to just validate your idea and to see what people are looking for is to now go into checking out what's inside the books. And Amazon gives you this opportunity to look inside most of the books. Let's see if I can do that. And maybe this book won't let me in. Okay, so you're going to want to search around. and see which one will let you inside. Oh, here we go. Look inside. My computer is being slow apparently. And look to see what the author is talking about. Okay, so here's a table of contents. You see that there are several types of macaroons this person is making. Okay, and I love recipe books examples because the people who are creating recipe books not only teach something or give tutorials on something, but it's a really good way to bring in their personality into their recipes as well, because as we know, recipes are a very personal thing that if you look at the family recipes maybe that you have in your family, there's always a little story behind who made it, why they started making it, maybe it goes back to your grandmother. So take a little clue from cookbooks, that's what you kind of want to incorporate into your blog, is a little bit of your personality combined with ways that you help people. Okay, so just kind of look at how they write if you're confused about how much personality to incorporate into that. And in this day and age, video is even a bigger way to bring in your personality into your blog. That's a different topic from right now, but just, The second way I really like to validate an idea is to search Pinterest or YouTube. So basically you would take the same idea I just showed you by searching the book titles, and you would basically search Pinterest or YouTube to see if anyone is talking about your idea. So check out the buzz and really just see how they approach the topics, okay? People are going to have different ways that they approach it. They're going to, show their personality in different ways. And I really hope that you allow that to encourage you to pursue your idea. So, obviously you don't want to copy anyone because number one, you're not going to feel authentic, and it's just not right. You wouldn't want anyone to copy you, even though you're probably going to have someone do that. Okay. Of course, you can talk about a topic that someone else is talking about. All right. That doesn't mean you can't do it. And if you feel like, oh shoot, there's like 20 million people out there blogging about the same thing I want to blog about. Well, number one, there's not 20 million people. You're exaggerating. But number two, they're not you. Okay. Just like there's probably how many people writing recipes about macaroons. You're the only one that does it your way. And for example, that when you read a blog about macaroons, you might skim through what the person is using in their ingredients. You might decide if it's budget friendly for you, or if it's fancy enough for you, or if they, use all organic ingredients, or, you're going to skim it for how it relates to you. So I hope that example helps you understand that that's what people are going to do with your blog. They're going to skim it for relatability. And if you don't show up, they're not going to find you. So you never know. Your voice could be the one that helps them. Okay. So when you're looking at Pinterest and YouTube and Amazon book titles and the tables of contents, look for where you could fill a gap. Look for a different perspective you could offer on the particular topic. Okay? You're just researching. You're researching, and you're becoming a market researcher. Look at that. Look at you. You're a market researcher. You're literally just looking for where you can help on this particular topic. Let it encourage you. Social media is an amazing place to validate your idea, okay? If you're on social media already, good for you, and you're going to want to be on social media. You're going to want to incorporate your blog and social media. This is going to help you, your reach. It's going to help your brand. But as a blogger, you have a bigger ability to impact more people and to create a better income using your blog versus just social media. You don't own that platform. That is not yours. It can be taken away at any time. You can leverage social media and allow it to be a tool for you. You can allow that to be a way that you can connect with people. So when you're on social media, what I want you to do is I want you to check out and see if there's any groups associated with your particular topic. You could even join some. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to, okay? And when you're in these groups, I want you to read the posts and read the comments. See what they're talking about. See what problems they have, what issues they're coming across, and then look to see where you can find a need that you can fulfill. Okay, I'm going to show you an example here of what I mean and how to really leverage what you see in social media. Social media is a true gold mine because that's where people are speaking out and saying what their problem is. And you can go, oh my gosh, she hates it that Whole Foods, charges so much for cream of tartar. What could you do about that? How could you help her? Could you turn her on to shopping at Aldi instead of Whole Foods or Trader Joe's? What can you do to really help that person? Maybe you could write an article about the difference between what's the difference between tartar sauce found at Trader Joe's, Aldi, Whole Foods, Target, Walmart. Could you, my brain is just like rattling off a ton of lists of things that you could do. And my brain is doing that because I've unlocked and unleashed the skill to do it. Okay. You can do this too if you just have to do the activity of becoming this market researcher. So I'm just going to use the example of Facebook. And I'm going to type in macaroons. Now, Facebook isn't necessarily a search engine like Pinterest, Google, and YouTube, okay? But you can search. However, your search results are going to be based on this algorithm that Facebook puts together, okay? And the algorithm is very sophisticated. It's incredibly sophisticated. They've got to manage a lot of people. Oh my internet's going really slow. Okay, so in my search results, this is what's going to come up, all right? The most foolproof macaroons you'll ever make. Now I could click on that video and I'm sure that there are going to be comments. And I will come back to that in a minute here just to show it to you. But 6 macaroon recipes to satisfy your cravings. That could be an inspiration. Now here is a page, Quirky Mama. She's talking about dipped coconut chocolate chip macaroon recipes. There's 31 comments there and 154 shares. You could literally click on the comments to see what people are talking about. And you can also click on the shares to see what people said when they shared the recipe. Okay? It's not going to all show up for, every single one of them, but that's a gold mine. So as you're doing this research, make sure you're jotting down your ideas that you come across that are impressive to you, or that you feel this, ability to do something with that, like where you can go, oh, I can help this person with this topic, right? So here's your category of dipped coconut chocolate chip macaroon recipes, and you see the comments and you realize, oh my gosh, people are struggling with the gluten-free version of this dipped coconut chocolate chip macaroon recipe, and I can do this, or a low sugar version, or maybe, they're worried about how much it costs, how much, which chocolate do you choose if you're trying to follow the paleo diet. The sky's the limit here. You can dissect this and create something out of it. It's amazing, okay? So here's all of these photos that come up. 31 comments under that particular post. Blossom Awesome Cookies, 2 comments. This is, oh, there's me. Your mom's cookies are delicious. Thanks for the amazing macaroon. I like macaroons. That's probably why I chose it. Let's keep going. This one, 365 days of baking and more. This particular post has 5.7 thousand comments. So this is the example I'm going to show you. Okay, so she's got a little video. And then here are the comments. This person wants to try them with dark chocolate for sure, and she wants to bring them to her cookie club. This person made them. I saw a few comments that they went flat, so I kept a careful eye on them. I didn't add the additional melted chocolate since they were already super sweet. That's a very good comment there. This person's talking about her new diet and she's saving them for Christmas. Maybe some chopped candy canes sprinkled on top for Christmas. This person made them without being dipped in chocolate. Excuse me, dipped in chocolate. If I can ever get to the actual recipe, I'll make these. I can actually have them. I'm sure that there's too many ads or something, or oh, the video, probably just we're seeing the video. So there's a need there where maybe you could make a video with the ingredients typed on the screen so someone can write that down as they go. Maybe she was frustrated because she just was watching the video and was waiting to get to the end for the recipe. There's a need you can fulfill. You can do a different perspective on that. You can make a video and then edit the video to have words that help the person who needs to see words, you know? Let's see. This person's cookies spread out. Maybe you can create a tutorial around why that happens. You know, I don't know if it's sweetened condensed milk or what's in them, but does it have to be cold instead of room temperature? Okay. What is the correct temp and time? I'm reading some that didn't turn out well. Okay, this person said, make sure you loosen them on the cookie sheet and the second they come out of the oven. I added some chopped pecans, used dark chocolate for the dipping, and I make these much smaller. They're very rich and sweet. I'm not much of a baker, but these look easy enough. I'd use dark chocolate chips. Maybe you could write to that person who's not much of a baker. Maybe that's the kind of writer you are. You're writing to the person who isn't a baker, and you want to teach more people to become a baker. So I really hope that helps you with your market research. So if you're not finding your topic by utilizing any of these methods, let's think about whether or not you could combine that with a bigger umbrella topic. So let's say, for example, you're talking about making maybe seed art, okay? Could you combine that with a broader topic? And let's say you talk about art made from items found in nature, and then your seed art becomes a subtopic. Or what I like to really use as an example is, what if you really like doing seed art, but you know that there are people who are interested in art made from items found in nature or repurposing art, but you don't necessarily do that. So then maybe you could create a community or like a collective of artists that come together and talk about what they're good at when it comes to art made out of things found in nature or items that are repurposed. And so now what you do is you bring a collection of artists and people who are doing something like this, and your art
is seed art. But as a collective of artists, you come together and you not only teach people about the importance of, using things that already exist in the world for art rather than, developing, I don't know, some kind of toxic paint, or I don't even know. I don't do that. But now you're not only featuring these other artists who can share their knowledge on this topic, you've also opened up a whole idea of a movement, and you are inspiring people who want to repurpose items that already exist, and now it's become bigger than you could have ever imagined. Okay, have a think outside of the box on this. So just remember that you're more likely to keep your focus if you choose a niche that is small enough so that it's not overwhelming, but broad enough so that enough people will find something of interest in your blog. And narrowing down your niche is going to help you to attract more readers to you. All right. You can learn more about how you can help a reader and what topics to cover. I don't know about you, but if I feel like I know what I can focus on and I'm not having to be the expert in all of the things, that takes a lot of anxiety away from my role as a blogger. Okay. Narrowing your niche down will also help you to increase your profitability, because now you're going to know what to create as your offer. You're going to know your audience. You're going to know what they need. You're going to do your market research, and you can come up with what you can offer as, a course, or, gosh, I'm losing my train of thought here, as a course, or your service that you provide, or what products you can sell.
You'll even be more inspired to go back into the Facebook spaces, the groups, the pages that are talking about your topic, and be that meme that I'm just here for the comments. Okay? Brainstorm. As always, when you come to this workshop, don't forget your pen and your paper and your open mind, and just brainstorm away, because that is what we're here for. By the end of the week, hopefully you will have an idea about what need you can fulfill out there in the internet land, in order to, create helpful blog posts that will inspire people and give them results. Okay, and the next week we're going to dive into the topics even more, but hopefully you will be inspired to decide what you want to blog about. Don't forget, the workshop is available to you for free. So click the sign up button here on the business page on Facebook, or go into the description if you're watching from YouTube. And I would love to hear from you as far as what you decided that you want to blog about, because if I know you're out there and we're blogging buddies, it's going to be awesome. So cheers, have fun today, and see you on the next video.